Dun, 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 dun. The circus is in town, folks. Did you all get your tickets 2 nights ago when TJ was supposed to have walked out on Jaguar? Now, the question is, was it a real walkout? Was it a real quitting of the situation? Did they really leave each other when they were on the live making their comments and their spewing their nastiness towards each other? Well, folks, a lot of people are saying TJ was in the other room. TJ said she left, but she wasn't far, and that she was sitting on the steps. But Jaguar said she walked around the neighborhood. Well, my question is, if she was walking around the neighborhood or sitting on the steps, why did we not hear any cars honking, any screeching, any pulling up of any cars parking? Nothing, no, not even a dog barking, not even people walking. TJ, were you walking around or were you really in the other room on the live? That is the question, okay? Well, Jaguar keeps saying you are a big fat liar. And I was saying, say it ain't so. Not my TJ. Oh no, not the Graves' disease woman who is, listen, if you go to the pearly gates anytime soon, you're going to have to account for all this lying. It's not nice to have a Graves' disease diagnosis and you still doing all this lying. According to Jaguar, you is a big fat liar. And I'm beginning to, look at you with my side eye, my one good eye. Because you said you were walking around the neighborhood. I ain't hear no type of cars. And you said, well, you weren't far. Jaguar said you were walking around. You said you were sitting on the steps for a good period of time. Then Jaguar said you were walking around the neighborhood and you almost caught your death of cold, honey. You got what? Strep throat, where you can hardly talk. And I said, well, somebody who has strep throat, why is this woman doing all this talking? Something ain't seem right, because I know when you got strep throat, your doctor is going to tell you don't do too much talking because you're going to irritate and exacerbate the situation with your throat. It's going to be worse. So I don't understand how she doing all this talking. And then she said, oh, I went to the hospital. She went to the hospital, folks. You're supposed to feel sorry for her at this point. Y'all got any empathy, any sympathy? Y'all feeling sorry? Huh? At least you got one bone of sorry in your body to feel for Miss TJ, who was, now she's really looking like a big fat liar. Even if she's a big fat liar, you always got that one little sorry bone for the big fat liars. Y'all got any? Any at all? Because Miss TJ sounded to me like if she was holed up in another room. Well, first I said it was a hotel because I thought she was, she had left, because she said she packed her bags. Well, not a bag, but a knapsack, honey. Like one of them hobo knapsack on the back. Anyway, she took the little knapsack and she left. Well, if you're going to leave, honey, you can't be crying wolf, because sooner or later when the big bad wolf come around, nobody going to believe you and the big bad wolf is going to eat you up. Didn't you read that little nursery rhyme? Little Red Riding Hood and all them people in the nursery books, and the big bad wolf and the Humpty Dumpty. Didn't you read any type of nursery rhyme? Nobody told you about the big bad wolf, and when the little boy keep crying and crying, oh, there's a wolf, and nobody believed him when the real wolf came around and the wolf ate him up. That's what's going to happen to you, because you keep crying that you're leaving, and all the while you're sitting out on the porch. You're on the steps. You walking around the neighborhood. Hell, some say you even in the other room. And Jaguar said she opened the door. Well, if she opened the door, she must have let you in to go into the other room, and she continued like if you were still gone. But my dear, you can fool some of the people some of the time. but not all the people all the time. What's going to happen? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen when. You're going to lose your credibility if you haven't done so as yet. Nobody's going to send you any type of cash app and feel sorry for you. Jaguar said you didn't collect any cash app last night. Well, I guess that was the aim. Why would Jaguar mention Cash App if that was not the aim? Seems to me like every time y'all keep running out of money at the end of the month or the beginning of when you're supposed to pay your bill, if it's a weekly bill or daily bill, every time you keep running out, you got a story that you're leaving. I've been watching it, TJ. Now, you can only leave but so many times, honey. People not going to be sending you money every time you leave for you to catch a bus and go back to Naisha. Or book you another night stay in a hotel. People tired of the stories. Now, Jaguar said you didn't collect any money. Is that true? Is that another tale that you all are spinning so people can send you some more money today? Huh? Listen, y'all. Jaguar and TJ, listen up, listen up, listen up, listen up. This is your auntie talking, all right? Before you ask for another cash app, why don't you send me a few dollars? Because I know y'all are loaded with all the cash apps people been sending you all. You can't be spending it all. That's a lot of money coming in between the two of you. You're making bread at this point, okay? You're sitting pretty. Jaguar keep yelling and screaming and crying. She ain't got no money. She ain't got it. Like Tasha K would say, I ain't got it. But guess what, girl? You know you like to do your calculations. You like to calculate other people's money. Well, I've been calculating yours. I've been doing my calculation with yours. I've been calculating. And from what I'm adding up, 2 and 2 is equaling 4. You making paper. You making bank. But you quiet about it. That's the thing with you, Jaguar. You sneaky. You're a sneaky old dog. You quiet about it. What, you don't want Sam Senior to know that you're pulling in all that money, all that bread? You're crying that you're broke, you're homeless and all that? You got enough money to rent an apartment, and you got enough money to be in an Airbnb. I would say maybe for the next 6 months you can pay for that outright. But you don't want Sam Senior to know, or else the jig would be up. Then you're going to have to pay him all that back child support money that you owe him. And you vowed that he would never get another dime out of you. And I guess you're true to your word, even if you got to pretend you homeless, because I don't believe that you are homeless as you say. I think it's a choice. You have made up your mind that you're not paying that man another dime, and even if you got to pretend to be homeless, you're going to do it. So that's what you've been doing. But you got some money hidden somewhere crying, oh, I don't have my pen to Philadelphia. Guess what? People paying $9.95 a month or $9.99 a month. I think it's $9.95, right? And let's say conservatively you got 1,000 subscribers. How much is that a month? $9.95 times 1,000. That's at least $10,000, right? How many months have gone by so far? And all that money is accumulating because you claim you don't have the pin. And you can't get into it. That means you're not putting out no new content for your subscribers, but you're collecting their $9.95 every month. So let's say now that you collected maybe 4 months already, that's a good $40,000. And that's on the cheap end. That's on the low end because you got more than 1,000 subscribers. So you're sitting on a cool $50,000 right now, plus the money you're putting in from Cash App that you're not disclosing because nobody knows how much you're getting from Cash App every time. You don't mention no names and nobody who's sending you money, no donations, how much the people sent you so you can give them a shout out and a thank you. Nothing. All right? So I'm looking at maybe you're sitting on 20 grand right now. So between that and Philadelphia, that's a good $70,000 you're sitting on that you're not declaring, you're not letting nobody know, because IRS may come knocking. But before IRS come knocking, you got Sam Sr. who's going to be putting his hand out for his money that you owe him. All right? So I did my calculations, and you sitting pretty. You only pretending to not have no money. Okay, folks? Jaguar is going to keep bumming from place to place, pillar to post, like if she ain't got no money, she broke. I don't have a place to say, can you put me up here? Can you put me up there? I'm in and out of Airbnbs. I'm in and out of hotels. Just because she don't want to pay Sam Sr. back. No type of money. Not even a dime. All right? The money that she owe him for child support. So Jaguar said, Gerald, her current husband, stole about $100,000 out of her account. Now, ask yourself, folks, $100,000. And at the time that she had this money, this so-called money in that account, that Philadelphia account, and other accounts, I guess the Cash App also, she was still begging. She was still asking for donations. That's greed. That's what that's called. When you got it because the people sent you the money to get on your feet and you don't get on your feet, you still living in and out of hotels, in and bombing your way through life, asking people to stay here, there, and everywhere. And you got the money to rent an apartment and you don't rent an apartment. At that time, she was living off of her mother's money in the hotel. Her mother had an apartment and she was living with her mother. So all that money she was saving. All that money, $100,000, Jaguar was saving. Now if she was able to save that amount of money, can you imagine now that she has about 4 accounts up and running? Besides Instagram, she got 2 YouTube accounts. She got the chat room there, the coffee chat room. She's on some other Bigo or some other account there. And then she's got a TNJ account. And I know they're going to be splitting the profit because she's the content and TJ is the content on TNJ channels, the couples channel. So she's rolling in the dough. Now, I don't know if she's spending her money wisely, but by my calculations, Jaguar is rolling in the dough. Okay, she got money, but she's not letting on that she's got money. So when I guess TJ must have seen how much money she bringing in. So TJ said, "What? Are you serious? I did not want to get on the internet, but now since I've seen how much you bringing in, I'm gonna get on the internet." I believe that's how come TJ decided to be on the internet full time and learn the ropes of the internet game, because she saw how much Jaguar was bringing in. Hey, that's my theory, okay? Don't knock me. You got your own theories, I got mine. That's my theory. I think these two are running game. TJ is now being schooled by Jaguar how this game is played. All right? That's what it is. That's why the other day, when we thought she was in another hotel, she was not. She was right outside, sitting outside there on the porch or on the stoop or on the steps. Jaguar said she was walking around the neighborhood and then she came back because she wanted people to believe that she was gone. But she was doing her live. Now, when she was doing her live, if she was outside all this time as she claimed, we would have heard the cars. We would have heard echoes of nature, birdies, dogs barking, etc. But we ain't hear nothing. That means both of them are running game. TJ was in another room doing the live when Jaguar was sobbing them crocodile tears, having folks believe that she was really crying because she missed her TJ. And oh my God. Oh my God. My TJ's gone. BS. It was just a side act, honey. A show. Performance of a lifetime. Give the Oscar to Miss Jaguar Wright And the runner-up, Miss TJ. And Jaguar at this point is going to say, oh my God, they really love me. They really love me. Like Betty. Who said that? Joan Crawford, or was it Betty White? I'm telling you, it was a performance of a lifetime. And even Jaguar said, we know why you are refusing to put your Cash App information on the live, because you want people to think that you don't want no Cash App. And you're going to be receiving Cash App behind the scenes, and nobody's going to know. I know that game. This is when Jaguar was mad and cussing her out. She let that out of the bag. And indeed, this morning, when they made up, Jaguar came out and said, oh, I checked TJ's account. She didn't have no Cash App that came in. Bull, lie, Pinocchio. I believe the Cash Apps came in, but they're not saying, honey, because it was so much money. Even a thief would be ashamed of lying this way, okay? But I say all that to say this. Now let's get into the video. So y'all keep sending your money to Jaguar. All right? Y'all keep it up. This woman is going to be a millionaire off of your backs. That's what I see. But she's going to do it quietly. I won't be surprised if she relocate. When she reaches her goal, she might relocate to Europe somewhere. Or, and she'll have the last laugh. And then she can still do her videos when she's sitting there in England or some part of Europe. That's what I see. I see Miss Dollar-Dolphia relocating when she reached her goal with how much money she wants from out of you YouTubers who keep supporting her and think she's broke. Anyway, let's get into this video. That's what I wanted to say. That's what's on my mind. That's what's been plaguing me. I've been trying to do the math, okay? And that's what I came up with. So I had to spill it. So, this particular video, Jaguar and TJ are back together. This is the morning after the big blow up. They're back together, honey. They're like two peas in a pod. And they're honky-dory. Oh, everything is smelling roses, coming up roses, and they're just so tickled. Y'all fell for it again. You know we ain't breaking up. You know we ain't going nowhere. We are bound like fusion or fission. We're bounded together, honey. So no matter what we tell y'all, don't believe the hype. TJ ain't going nowhere, and your girl Jaguar ain't going nowhere. So let's listen to the video. So Jaguar released this video this morning talking about the course of events over the last 2 days with TJ so-called leaving the home.
Because we are now live. Now they talking about I'm late all the time. Why they saying I'm late all the time? They say I have to go to the McDonald's to get the free Wi-Fi.
And there we hear Miss TJ, Miss Lila Pants on Fire, Pinocchio, talking like if she drunk, but she ain't drunk. She got strep throat, and she can hardly talk. And I don't understand why she keeps running her mouth, because with strep throat, you shouldn't be saying nothing. You should be healing, right? Your throat should be healing. And you should avoid talking. But she is busy on this live. The live is probably about an hour long, and she's busy talking the entire time. I don't understand it. Stuck on stupid, that's what that's called. Because I'm sure her doctor, when she went to the hospital, she says she went to the hospital. I'm sure the doctor advised her not to talk or do any excessive talking. So we hear these two women back together. A lot of times when people are on any type of substance or they're abusing any type of substance, whether it's alcohol whether it's marijuana, whether it's something else, whether it's anything that will cause your mind to be altered. A lot of times people get dependent on each other when they're doing these type of substance abuse together. They become co-dependent on each other. And so we hear these two back together and it's not a surprise. And as a matter of fact, TJ probably was in a different room when they were cussing each other out because it really sounded like if she was in a different room. A lot of people thought it was a hotel, including myself. I thought she rented a little hotel room somewhere. But no, when you examine the situation, she probably was in the same house, cussing Jaguar out and going back and forth with Jaguar. And who knows? Maybe it was a setup. Maybe they planned it. But what made me think it wasn't planned is the fact that Jaguar was shedding tears. She was crying. I mean, she's not that good an actress to shed tears over something that she made up. Or is she? Any event, let's listen to what they have to say 2 days after this big blow up. Well, we know TJ was going to go back. She's glutton for punishment. But did she go back or she never left? I don't think she ever left. Let's listen.
Don't worry, it's flared. I got through. Oh, they were saying it. They were saying it. Please hit that like button. So my thyroid is flat out. So my body is just.
So she sounds like if something is wrong with her throat. She said her thyroid has been flaring up. She got strep throat. Well, what do you expect? You're under a lot of stress, and if you got that thyroid situation going, you're going to flare it up, honey. You need to get out if you want to save your health. Yeah. We were supposed to go on coffee, and then you all lost your mind. No, I'm just saying before all hell broke loose. So Jaguar, once again, is not taking any accountability for what happened. She's blaming it all on TJ. What was your role in all of this so-called breakup, Jaguar? Or TJ going into the next room and you guys going back and forth? Because that's what I'm calling it now. Because it didn't look like if she left the house even. You know? I guess I was trying to tell you. I was in the hospital last night. I know, baby. You was in the hospital. Yeah, that's why I read at the hospital now. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. So TJ said she was in the hospital last night. Do y'all believe that? Even if she was in the hospital, why wasn't Jaguar there? Jaguar said, I'm sorry. Well, you should have been there, right? You're supposed to be the loved one, the significant other. What if she was admitted? Then you would want to be there, right? To make sure that everything was all right. And even if she wasn't admitted, you want to make sure she was all right. So how come TJ did not tell Jaguar she was going to the hospital? When did she come in the house? If she was in the other room, Jaguar would know she's going to the hospital, right? So it's not making sense. You want to tell me from the time she left 2 days ago, she was sitting on the porch outside? That doesn't make any sense. And if she was in the house and Jaguar did not go with her to the hospital, that shows that Jaguar don't give a damn about this woman. Don't give 2 cents. Can't rub 2 cents together. She don't give a damn whether she lives or die. That's why she had to go to the hospital alone. That's if she went to the hospital, because that could be a story too. Miss TJ, I'm gonna want to see that bracelet, okay? That medical bracelet, and I'm gonna want to see the date and the time, because you could put on an old one. You know, you kind of hook it up in the back there with some tape, make it seem as though you were in the hospital. You know, people save all those things for convenience. You know, when the time permits, when it's needed at a particular time, they'll put that sucker on and say, "See, I was in the hospital." Especially if they're talking to their boss at work. Listen, I know people to have done that. They save those medical bracelets, and if they got to call out of work, they put one on and scotch tape the back and just show it to their bosses on the, on the live. That I've been to the hospital, see my bracelet, I'm sick. I got to call out. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that I did it. Okay. So y'all don't looking at me with no side eye, like if I do stuff like that. I haven't done it, but there are people out there who will do it. So I'm just saying maybe Miss TJ saved one of them bracelets for the ideal time and the occasion, like now, that she got to convince us that she was in the hospital. Well, Miss TJ, I'm not buying it, because as far as I'm concerned, you're a big fat lie. You're Pinocchio.
Now, honey, you wanted to show me how to drop a link. Drop a link? Okay, so go down to your guest. My. Beautiful morning, gorgeous people. Please hit the like. We surely appreciate it. Yes, we do. Sweets. Is TJ back yet? They asked me, baby. Hi, y'all. TJ, are we at McDonald's? No, we in the bed.
I'm sorry, guys. That sounds a little more than just strep throat, like if she can't, like if she is losing her voice. This sounds like an altered state of consciousness, like if she is not in her right mind. I'm not saying it's drugs. I'm just saying she sounds like she's in a state of altered consciousness.
Baby. Yeah. I never go far, so you can look out the window, you see me. You know what? I ain't looking out no damn window. I don't know. I don't know about no window. Why does TJ sound like that? Well, TJ sound like that because TJ was in the hospital yesterday.
At no time did Jaguar said, and I went with her, and this is what the doctor said, and the doctor said for you not to talk so much, and blah, 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 because she never went with her. That shows a lack of concern. Now, did TJ go and not tell Jaguar? That's a possibility. Well, why would she do that if she was planning on going back? And she said that she never left. She just walked out the house, but they were still an item. They were still a couple. Even if you argue with your significant other, you walk out the house, but the relationship is still going strong. You just left to cool off. If something happens to you medically, that trumps everything, all the arguments. You would pick up the phone and you would call your significant other and say, listen, I'm on my way to the hospital. Such and such happened. And your mate would run down there to the hospital to make sure you're okay. None of that happened here, folks. So I don't know if TJ is telling the truth here. But we can hardly hear her now. You see, God don't like ugly. When you start fighting somebody, something's going to give, because this don't make no sense. Y'all putting on a show. That's what it looks like. TJ, pack her bags and walk out. Jaguar is on the live, and TJ is laying up in another room. Sounds like if she in a bed in another room, and you guys are going back and forth, pretending that TJ walked out and is in some hotel somewhere and left you. And both of you are the great pretenders. So what happened? TJ got sick. That's what I mean. Karma came back swift. God don't like ugly. You should not deceive the public in this manner to get no money out of people, because people felt sorry for TJ sending her Cash App because they figure she needed money to book a hotel for the next couple of days. I'm sure that's what happened. You can't say it didn't happen. But let me tell you, karma is a bitch. See how quickly it came around? Now you almost lost your voice. Your throat hurt. You got strep throat. You had to go to the hospital. And your thyroid condition probably flared up. You better go get checked out for that too.
What they talking in coffee, baby? What they getting spicy? What they saying, babe? Who do too much? People online do too much. People online do too much. That's a stress curve. Stressful. We know the stress. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. Stress. Yeah, it's stressful. That's why I be telling you, sit your ass down. You don't want to sit down. I can't. I'm laying down now. You ain't got no choice but to lay down. God told you to straight shut the hell up yesterday. Close your mouth.
God told you the same thing too, Jaguar. But your karma is coming around. You go to that courthouse on the 20th of September, and we're going to see what's going to happen. Your karma is coming around. Hers came around swift. Hers came around within 24 hours, but yours coming up. You go down there to the courthouse and see what's going to happen.
I said, what? What? Advantage.
So now they're laughing. Oh, they probably just got that money all over the bed, that Cash App money. Oh, they went and cashed it. Oh, they got all these dollars, because that's what she's been asking for, a bunch of dollars. But let me tell you, if it's not good money, mark my word, you can get it in one hand, and it's going to go right out in the other hand. It's going to go through your hand like water because you didn't get it right. You all deceived the public, acting like if you're just about to break up, and then you go right back to each other after receiving all that money. Now, this is all alleged because they never say how much they receive and how much the public send them. Hell, they don't even send a thank you to the person who sent them the money. It's just all greed. While TJ probably was laying up in another room, and both of you are great actors and actresses, or I should say actresses, right? Both of you are great at what you're doing. Now let's see the next storyline that you come up with for Cash App money, because that's what that was all about, I believe, in my mind. I could be wrong. So this is alleged, but this is what I believe, that you all acted.
But I love you, Bookie. I do. Somebody said, I've been to the hospital, and it didn't sound like that. Oh, somebody said you sound high. I wish I had we would have got a prescription. Well, we have to wait for the rest of it. Somebody talking about it's giving.
You know what's crazy? That TJ don't know when to shut up. And you got strep throat. You don't be talking this much. You nurse that throat. You try to heal it back to life. You try to do whatever you got to do, whether it's tea with honey or you take whatever medicine they give you, whatever it is to heal that strep throat. But you don't be talking like she can't shut up.
Fine, I'll tell them what happened. But if I tell them what happened, I tell them my way. Yeah, my perceptions. Stop it. Stop it. Now I want to, you know what, can you go back to not being able to talk? Because I'm really getting sick of this nasty habit you got with just talking over people. I don't want to hear it. What happened? I'm going to tell you what happened, sweets. this fool decided to go on a 24-hour long, I don't know, private runaway from home mission. Ain't go nowhere but 50 feet. Then the nigga sat out in the elements all day and all night. Neighbors telling her to go in the house. She won't go in the house. She just wandering around and shit. And guess what? She has Graves' disease. And chain smoking cigarettes and puffing on them black and miles ain't help you either.
Now, guys, go back to TJ's live and tell me if that didn't sound like if she was in a room talking.
You was puffing. You was puffing. You was puffing on them black and miles hard. Oh, you wasn't smoking on no black and miles?
Both of them sound like if they ain't got no kind of sense. Because if TJ knows she's got Graves' disease, and them polyps that it took away can just start going back again on the stress, then she's not adhering to her regimen. She ain't got no type of sense, and Jaguar ain't got no type of sense either, to know that she's not supposed to be arguing with this woman who is sick, because although it's in remission, the polyps, it can still grow back if she's stressed out. So both of them need to be locked up somewhere.
Nigga, you ain't going to the store with my money and get you some lemonade and some snacks and no black and mild? Nigga, you lying. I seen you smoking the black and mild yesterday morning. You be lying. You be lying. I did see you yesterday. Yes, I did see you yesterday. Sitting on the steps, under the steps like a little homeless kid.
So earlier in the video, Jaguar did say she don't be looking through the window to see where TJ is at when she leaves. But here she admits to looking through the window and saw her sitting on the steps like a homeless kid. So she does look through the window. I'm telling you, they get caught up in their lies all the time. They can't remember their lies.
Sitting there, yup, sweets, yup. Which sweets, babe?
So what TJ is saying, she wasn't in no room. She was on the steps, and she was, what Jaguar is saying, she was wandering around the neighborhood, just walking and talking. Listen, if TJ was on the steps or if she was in the neighborhood wandering around talking, we would have heard some cars going by at some point. We didn't hear no cars. So TJ said she was sitting on the steps. She was lying. I don't believe she was sitting on those steps. She was in one of them rooms laid up in the bed because they're renting an Airbnb, and the Airbnb probably got about 4 rooms in there. 3-4 rooms, 3-4 beds. That's what I think. Yeah, I could be wrong. But I think she was laid up in the bed, okay? Talking smack to Jaguar as they were going back and forth.
But, you know, what you talking about? No home to go see it. Do anything for Cash Apps and sympathy. You want to know what's funny? Ain't nobody give TJ no Cash App, nigga. Ain't nobody sent her shit. Them niggas sat there and they talk all that shit and they ain't give her not one goddamn dime.
But good. If she didn't get no Cash App money, good. So she will learn from that, not to pull the wool over people's eye. If that was her aim and her goal to get Cash App money, and she ain't got none, it was a lesson learned.
I'm like, yo, shit look dry. The last deposits I saw in there all came from me.
Before Jaguar started doing all that talking, she better find out the number to the landlord in case the next time TJ, well, not in case. By next week, when she decides to pack her bag, or not even bag, knapsack, because it's one of them little things that them kids go to school with, she says she be leaving with. When she decides to pack her knapsack next week, at least Jaguar will know the number to the landlord. So that's the first thing Jaguar should have been finding out. What's the number to the landlord, TJ? You see, Jaguar already asked her, how do I drop the link? Because she wants to know all these things, just in case the next time she leaves for good. She finding out all this stuff now because she didn't know all this stuff. So find out the landlord number, girl. before you do any more talking. Because TJ finna pack her bags again in a couple of days.
No need to delete. Okay, well, that's perfectly fine, but this is Jaguar by Johnson Chandler, and the last time I checked, my name is Jaguar Bay. If I want to throw a nigga out of here, I'll throw a nigga. If I want to throw a nigga out for amusement. I thought that ass is good. But yeah, that guy, this coworker said, okay, that's that person. Who lied and said they sent you $1,000? Anybody sent you shit? They be lying. And I told you, you said, you got your husband, baby, look at me. No, she didn't say she might be acting sick. So Jag would take her back.
So one of the viewers texted and said, TJ may be acting sick so Jaguar can take her back. And listen, it's not far-fetched because she's acting mighty sick. I know people who's got strep throat or had strep throat. All they do is, get their lemons and gargle and get their tea going with the honey in it. And if they got any pain, they take 2 Tylenols or something like that. But you don't be doing all that talking. It sounds like if she's really hamming up this strep throat for sympathy from Jaguar. So maybe the viewer is correct. Because I never heard nobody with strep throat doing all this talking like if she wants sympathy.
Hey, no. Told me that before I went to the hospital. Nigga, I ain't take you back. I let you inside. Like, I unlocked the door. Who's trying to clown? All I did, listen to me. If I did.
So Jaguar is clowning her now. Jaguar said, I ain't take you back. I did not take you back. I opened the door. That's all I did. But I ain't take you back.
Look, I could have straight did a pootie tang last night. I could have did a whole pootie tang. I know, and I have a very big problem that you don't know who Pootie Tang is. Like, I am sick and tired of taking away your black card. Like, for real, all the way. That's what that was. I'm telling you, I opened the door and I let you in. And what? What?
Jaguar, I don't know if you understand what opening the door and let a person in means. That means you're taking them back. If you did not want them back, you don't open the door. All right? So you took her back. Don't play with our intelligence, okay? Don't try to rationalize you taking her back by saying I just opened the door. If you didn't want her back, you wouldn't open the door. Plain and simple. Point blank, period. Don't play with semantics now.
Look, I could have just put out a little bowl of milk. Morning, sugar love. I could have just took a little bowl of milk and slid it out the end of the door for you so you have your little something. I mean, I believe we'll always be friends no matter what. Yeah, we got official.
Now you're saying something that I agree with you with, Jaguar. You all should be friends because clearly this intimacy thing that y'all got going on ain't working out. Every minute TJ leaving, y'all mad at each other, y'all cussing and fighting. Jaguar is laughing now. Last night she was crying when she thought TJ was going to leave her. In the morning, they're laughing now. But tomorrow, we're going to see Jaguar cussing her again early in the morning when she rolls out of bed. This is the pattern. Y'all should just be friends. Let TJ live somewhere else. You live somewhere else. Y'all call each other up on the phone. Be friends. Intimacy don't work for you two at all.
Together anyway. Who's officially together? I'm not. Say what? We Laverne and Shirley. They were dykes. They were the original dykes on bikes. You remember when they used to ride that double bike? Lord.
So yes, we remember Laverne and Shirley riding the double bikes, and that's why the two of you got your names from Sean Davy Way. Dykes on the bike. That's where it came from.
So yeah, this morning, What? What you doing? Stop ripping stuff off. No. I'll take off. I'll take it off when it's time to take your hospital bracelet off. Stop. TJ needs to stop jumping the fence and running.
So what Jaguar gonna do? Leave the bracelet on to show us proof? Maybe make a live later on and show the bracelet? Come on now. If TJ says she went to the hospital, I believe her. But why is she doing all that talking if she knows she got strep throat? She just stuck on stupid. That's what it is.
Great. But if a nigga want to run, like that last time she left and came back, and she going to sit up there and try to front and pretend, right, like she left her charger in here. I did. You ain't leave no charger in here. You had that damn charger. Not somebody, you know what?
No, Jaguar, we haven't forgotten she got grave disease, but apparently you have forgotten. You're always fighting with that woman and stressing her the hell out. So obviously you're the one who forgot. So guys, that's my morning commentary on Jaguar and TJ. It appears as if TJ is back together with Jaguar. TJ said she never left. She just walked through the door with her things. Well, if that's not leaving, I don't know what else is. Jaguar said she did not take her back. She just opened the door. Well, if that's not taking back a person, I don't know what is. On that note, I'm over and out. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching.